NASCAR Cup Series driver Christopher Bell is going to drive for the 69K Donnie Kreitz Jr. 410 sprint car at Volusia and at Las Vegas
in
this
Las
year.
Vegas.
Don't know how this deal came about. The biggest name that has gotten into the currently has gotten into that car. Christopher Bell is one of the highest tier drivers that's out there. He's right up there with Larson. He can drive anything. He just had proven that at the Tulsa Shootout, winning one of the races there. So having Christopher Bell in the 69K is really really cool. I'd love to have Donnie on or Christopher. If you have time to come on, I'd like to talk to you and just figure out how this all came together. We have an idea how probably it came together. It had something to do likely with Toyota.
Yeah, talking with Dad last year, I know Toyota wanted to give them an engine to run, and I know there was some issues with the supply getting parts, not even just for Toyotas, just for all the sprint car engines. It was very difficult getting parts. So perhaps maybe they got a Toyota coming in. I don't know for sure. That's just pure speculation on my part. Would not surprise me if that was part of the deal. And it's cool. Joe Gibbs decided to, hey, let's let Christopher Bell go ahead and run some dirt races again. And I think he sees that Larson benefits from racing all these races throughout the year, just keeping everything, fresh, or I don't really, lack of a better word, just, reflexes keep up and this and that. So,
Well, here's the big thing though. You have drivers driving all these series, and we've seen that for a long time. You start getting hot in one certain car, you start knocking off wins, you rack up wins in one, you get 2, 3 in a row in the sprint car, you hop into NASCAR. That momentum's still going to stick with you because that's how momentum works, and it's a more of a mental thing than anything, and you know that, hey, I can win any race, whatever I get in. So I think you'll see that a lot more. Now, you won't see Alex Bowman really get in because of his injury that he's had. Was it last year or the year before? But he won't get in one anytime soon. I think you'll see more drivers be prone to do that. I think first of all, that's all these guys know. That's what they are. They're race car drivers. That's just what they do. They already took all their vacations. They're done. They took their vacations the end of November and December. So that they're done. They're ready to get back to racing. That's just their life.
yeah, like you said, you go out, say you're struggling in the cup cars, you hop in a sprint car, you go out and win a big sprint car race, all of a sudden your confidence level's way high again, and you come back and be like, in your mind, you're like, I still got it. I can win this thing, and go from there. So, uh, yeah, I mean, you're probably not going to see too many of the Cup drivers run sprint cars. Um, I know there was some video of Kyle Busch saying he would love to at least test one, which would be pretty cool. I'd like to see Kyle Busch
That'd
tear
be
around a
cool.
sprint car. I think he'd be really impressed at the power those things have. But Ricky Stenhouse, he'll hop in a sprint car. He'll go. Chase Briscoe runs them.
Yeah.
There's probably. I mean, Stuart Friesen's not unknown to jump in a sprint car.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, I'm excited for what this means, and I think it's kind of the Kyle Larson effect. I think it's definitely the Kyle Larson effect.
Yeah.
Um, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Christopher try to get a ride. Maybe not for this year, but for an upcoming Indy 500 too.
Wouldn't
That's.
surprise me. I mean, I think he'd be a good pick to go to that.
I mean,
But it's also
he's like 5'5", so he's got the size
right.
for it. So
Yeah. But let's also mention that Logan Wagner is no longer in the 69K. So they hired Ryan Smith, who actually drove that car after Donnie had his injuries and wasn't able to drive anymore. He drove it for a while.
and he drove at Susky last year for the finale.
Yeah, he ran in the final. And he was saying his first laps in the car were qualifying. He goes out, sets a new track record.
Yeah,
And he said if he could just draw a good pill, that they'd have had a real good shot at winning. I guess passing was at a premium on that night. So it's good to see. I think he's pretty excited getting into that car. And then we still have Darren Pittman is going to be running all the World of Outlaw shows. I think at Williams Grove. I didn't see if what about Knoxville, who might be running that. I'm going to assume Pittman on that one,
If I had
but
to
don't
guess,
know.
Pittman came so close last year to getting a couple wins that week at Knoxville.
Yeah,
Uh, I really hope he gets a shot again to race that. So it's pretty crazy how, like, for a while, Donnie and the team, they didn't really go anywhere. The furthest they went was Charlotte at the end of the year. But I think that kind of propelled them to get more and more rides to go out and branch out a little way. And it's all about sponsorship too, and so whoever can foot the bill on a lot of stuff. That's what a lot of racing comes down to. It's going to be a really interesting year. I'd love to get to some of these races. Excited to at least get out to Knoxville at the end of May. That's going to be fun. That'll be really interesting.